Well, hello.
Hello, everybody.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. I feel like we were just here.
We kind of were.
We kind of
We
were
kind of
just
were.
here.
I know. And we had so much fun last week. If you don't know what we're talking about, we had a 3-day virtual event called the Handmade Collective right here on our YouTube channel. It was 3 days of 4 hours of live streaming each day. And we had so many fun presenters and brands that came on and taught you guys so many amazing things. Let us know in the comments if you tuned in last week. And if you missed any of it, it's still on our YouTube channel. It will stay on our YouTube channel. You can definitely go back and rewatch it.
You can
And
watch it
speaking
anytime.
anytime. My mom actually, she was like, there was parts that I didn't get to watch, and she really wanted to see Sue Pellin's segment on applique. So she went back and just watched that part because she missed that part on the second day. So like you can absolutely go back and rewatch because they shared so many great tips and everything. Everybody's saying yes, it was amazing.
Yes, it was so fun. It was so much fun. Tell me if you feel this way, Bethany. This week, I mean, I know we did a little bit of a live on Tuesday this week, which was great to talk about our brand new light boards, which are still available, which is awesome.
Thank you for doing that.
Which was so great. But like it felt like this week was a little bit boring.
But we had a lot of catching up. Recovery mode.
We had a lot of catching up to do, and we're still doing some catch up around here, and we appreciate everyone's patience with us. But it's funny because like I come into work the last couple of days and I'm like, all I have is like regular sitting at my desk stuff. I don't have like
more emails and spreadsheets.
And meetings and shipping and all of those things. I don't have like the fun stuff. Like I do. Listen, Bethany and I are both a little bit nerdy and we enjoy some spreadsheets and we enjoy some operational things, but it's nothing like being able to be creative and inspired and have so much fun with everybody. So I felt a little bit of a letdown this week, I think.
It definitely reminded us why we do all this work behind the scenes that we do, because we really do get to create like some really fun stuff, right? Like our products are fun and the partnerships that we have are fun, but to be able to like take some time and really get to share that with you guys and do it along with you guys and learn. I was learning from the presenters too. I was over here taking notes too. And I just felt like it was like the recharge that I needed for my sojo, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think like we get lost in our days sometimes, and you know, our family stuff, our work stuff, all those things, and all of it's wonderful, and it's like
we're doing it again. So
nice to pause and be creative. You need to make time for that.
We're going to do it again in June and in September. And I told the team we wouldn't start talking about planning the next event or start ironing out some of those details until not this week or next week, but like the week after. Like I have a retreat that I'm teaching at next week. So I was like, after my retreat, we'll come back, we'll start planning and all that. And of course, Melodee and I have already had discussions about things we want to do. So we have
fun stuff in mind. We have so many fun things in mind for the next ones. Like you guys thought the last one was awesome. Just wait. It's going to be so fun.
We were like, we're going to give ourselves a much needed break about it. And we really haven't. I've already started a list. I've already got some great referrals from some of our presenters of who else they think should present based on just how awesome their experience was. So we're so grateful. Lori says, I'm in Tennessee with you, Bethany. Well, thank you, Lori. I'm happy to have a fellow Tennessean watching.
Lori also said, did you look up a little bit higher? Lori also said she's going through withdrawals also from the shows last
week. I think we all are. Yeah. It is currently a lovely 73 degrees outside and sunny. It's going to get...
We're in our high 50s, early 60s.
What for you guys? But you guys are expecting a snowstorm this weekend, right?
It might snow this weekend. By the middle of next week, it's probably going to snow again for sure.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
When I'm flying to my next show, I'm going to Cleveland at the IX Center near the airport next week on Wednesday morning. I leave so we can set up the booth on Wednesday. And so if you're near Cleveland, come see me. But it's supposed to snow that morning, overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday. So
you might need to bump your flight up earlier to get out of town early.
We might want to look at that. We don't usually do that because I have so much work to catch up on because everyone's so awesome. But anyway, we are very excited to be here today Thank you all for joining us. We've been talking about our little event, our little tiny little thing we did last week. Guys, if you were wanting to get stuff last week on caterpillar.com and you didn't, for whatever reason, the week got away from you, things got distracting, which always happens. We extended our coupon code through this week. So you guys can still go get your March Live 15% off coupon codes on everything Caterpillar product on the website. So go do that because
it ends this weekend.
It ends this weekend, guys. So
you would know about our codes. You would know about our events if you're signed up for our newsletter. So I have it scrolling across the bottom to sign up for our newsletter. Go to caterpillar.com, scroll all the way to the bottom of the website. There's a place to sign up for our newsletter down there. I'm going to work, now that the event's over, I'm going to work on doing some revamping to our website with the team. And one of the things I'm going to do is make it easier to sign up for our newsletter. But if you need, if you're not learning about our events or our discounts or our sales, we have promotions pretty regularly that we kind of rotate through based on products that's coming in or things that we're working on. And not only do we share it here in our lives, but we want you guys to take advantage of it and get it as soon as it goes live. And so signing up for a newsletter is the best way to do that and stay in the loop.
Yes, stay in the loop. Also follow us on social media. You guys, we have a great group on Facebook, the Caterpillar Creations Hub. It's a little group we have on Facebook. So if you go search that, we're in it all the time, answering questions, showing things.
If you guys go click to join our Facebook group during the live, when we get done, remind me, Melodee, I'll hop in and approve everybody on the spot.
Yeah, do that. And yes, Sue, we're not planning on any April Fools. Listen, we can't promise anything around here. We get these, Bethany's in Tennessee. We have some of our team in Toronto. We have some of our team here in Utah. We have people everywhere, and we get text messages. We had text messages in the middle of the night. I got one from Santa Nathan at midnight last night.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, which is fine, but it's just so funny. We get them all the time because we are like, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do this? So I
wake up and I see it and it's like, instant anxiety.
Yeah, I know. When you're like, every night I go to bed, it's like, please, Nathan, no. But listen, our motto around here is always never say never, because as soon as we make a plan for something that we like, sometimes we think of something better and do that too. So.
Well, and being a small company, we also can do things pretty quickly. We don't have to go through like a corporate through the chain approve. It's kind of like, I have an idea, run with it, So that's how we ended up spinning the winning wheel so many times last week during the live, if you missed that. So definitely join our Facebook Creations Hub group.
Yes.
We would love to have you join us. There's another group that I like to mention and remind you guys of from time to time. It's called our Insiders group. This is not on Facebook. This is actually on our website. You'll see it on there. There's a pop-up or there's like a banner that scrolls across so you can click and join our Insiders group. This is a group of people who are familiar with our brand, have our products, are creative, whether they sew, quilt, craft, it doesn't matter. They use our products with what they make, and they want to have their voice heard. They want to have an impact on the things that we create, the products we make, the upgrades we do to them, the new things we come out with, and they get to be a part of that conversation and usually get to see some of these products before anybody else does. So that's something that we just meet every so often in a Zoom. It's very informal in that sense, but we just appreciate opening and having a space where we can talk with our consumers directly, and we appreciate everyone that's in that group. So if you feel like that relates to you and you want to have a say and share your opinions and thoughts, we'd love to have that. And so go join our Insiders group for that. And of course, if you are interested in being an affiliate and maybe sharing our products with your social media following, if that's something that you do, and you want to earn a little money doing so, the affiliate group is another option. You can apply to be an affiliate over on our website as well. I manage our affiliate program. And so I love seeing all the new people that are joining, and we love to do events with you through your social media and help you promote our products. So again, we're very supportive of our affiliates with all sorts of resources. It's not your typical affiliate program in that you do have a ton of support to be successful. And so if you're interested in that, please go apply and join us.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Gianna's comment just made me giggle when
let's hear it.
She just mentioned telling Nathan to use. I couldn't see quite the delay feature for email, so he doesn't stress us out. Listen, I need to stick up for Nathan just a little bit. He does not expect us to answer him at any time. He doesn't do that at all. He just sends it so he remembers to do it, and we stress ourselves out.
Yeah, we do it to ourselves.
I do it to myself because I'm like, oh no, I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry. And I've never done it before, but I have started putting my phone on sleep when I go to bed to silent notifications, which I've never done before, but I've started to do it now.
I do.
Because we have people everywhere and I get notifications at random times. So if I'm out with the family or my son-in-law was home for spring break, he's in school up in the Pacific Northwest and he was here. We went to dinner the other night with him and my daughter. And I was like, well, shutting it down. I'm shutting it down because normally I'd be like, hold on, no, but we shut it down. So
because we're so passionate about what we do and we love it so much that we want to respond like right away. We get excited about these new ideas. I mean, it's we're also people pleasers.
Yes. And I have a hard time like leaving things undone. Like I have to, I can't. It's just, and it's totally my bad. Totally my bad. Well, guys, we are here this Friday.
About what we're doing today.
Let's talk about a little bit what we're doing today. So I've been a sewer and a crafter my whole life. My mother was an avid quilter and hand embroiderer. I do not call myself professional in any of it. So these kits that we're using to do our blocks of the month this year, I love and I'm so excited about. I am definitely not a professional applicator, but we have partnered with Laser Cut Quilts. They came to our studios about a month or two ago, and they came and showed us how all of their stuff works. You can find a bunch of their stuff on our website, you guys. Their kits are so great. So I am working on the 12 panel, that's right? The 12 blocks, little mini camper, a year of happy camping, which I fell in love with when they came to see us here. If you guys want to go see the presentation that they did, it's on our YouTube channel. It's still living there. Diana came down. Maddie came down.
There's two lives that we did. We did a live where we before they came, we did a live showing what comes in the kit and everything. And then we had
unboxing.
Yeah. And then we did another live with Laser Cut Quilt Kits. They came and actually did a demo on how to do it.
So go check them out. We're gonna try. This is my first attempt at laser cut quilts, but I am so excited about it because I love to craft, but I don't get a ton of joy in I don't want to say the tedious, but I can't think of another word. That part of crafting, like it's doing all the little things.
It's all the prep work. It's the
prep.
I want to get to the sewing as fast as possible, or putting the stuff together as fast as possible. And this truly makes it easy. So Laser Cut Quilt Kit is basically where you are going to get, now we're doing the big quilts. Okay. So I'm going to show you the stuff for the big quilts, but I have a couple of their smaller projects if you want to start with one of those. But these are Melodee and I are each doing one of the big quilts. We're doing different ones, so you'll see what they are like. And what's really great is it's an entire quilt. I'll hold this up. This is the one that I'm doing called Garden Party. And what you get is all of the pieces for each block, and they're laser cut. They're bonded with the paper. So you just take the paper off the back and press it onto your backing fabric. So you do have to pick out your own backing fabric, which makes it really fun because then you can use whatever you want. But they give you all the applique pieces, and they're pre-cut, and you just pull them out and stick them on. And there's a template, so you know exactly where they all need to go. And so you just press them on, and then you can stitch them down like any applique method, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. But we're going to show you how they work. This is the one that I'm doing, and each block has its own little bag for each block. So here's block 2, block 3, block 4, and they all have their pieces in the back. And so now one thing I didn't know is Melodee and I were talking yesterday. I got block 1 out to prep for our live today, and I was like, oh, my blocks are big. Yeah. The blocks in this one are 20 by 20 or 20.
Yeah, mine are smaller than yours. Mine are about 13 by 19, I think. But it's bigger than I thought it was.
But your piece, you have a lot of pieces that stack on top of each other to build out your design, whereas mine are pretty spread out. And so it's really fun. It's really cool. Now we're doing the big kits so that we're going to do a block every month with you guys here on our live. But they have some smaller kits. Like this is one whole kit. And this one says the ultimate power tool. It'd be a cute little wall hanging. Isn't that cute? It's a finished 18 by 20. I think it's adorable. I love this one. This is the one that I want to make next because I want to hang it on the wall behind me. It says My Happy Place.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
And they did like a fun, like you could quilt this and then put the applique pieces on. Like you don't have to do just a solid piece. Like you can do whatever you want. So I could pick out any fabric that I want. And here's another one that I have. So much fabric, so little time. How
Story
cute
of our
is that?
lives. Story of our lives.
Right? So
Yeah.
20, this is a 20 by 20. This is the 32 by 18. And this is the 18 by 20. And you can finish them however you want. So there's a lot of options. These are great. Like, I was thinking I booked a girls trip, sewing trip with some friends today for later in the year. And I thought, ooh, I may have to grab, like kits are great for those types of event, like trips and stuff. And so I don't have to put a lot of thought into like what I'm going to take. It's all right here. So I'll probably take one of these if I haven't finished all of them yet to that trip. So anyways, ready to dive in. Now you want to show them the one that you're doing real quick?
Yes. So I'm doing the little campers. So I'm doing this.
Heidi is so sweet. She goes, have you recovered from the 3-day event yet? Heidi, I don't know.
No, yes and no. Like Heidi, we were talking a little bit earlier when we first came on that we're a little bit sad this week because we just have like regular work to do. We didn't get to do the whole event. Now we're doing like emails and shipping and invoicing and spreadsheets, and it's just not as much fun. So we're missing it a little bit, but I'm not sure. You tell me, Bethany, I have not got back onto a regular sleep pattern yet because I stressed myself about it last week so that I was like, I couldn't sleep during the whole thing and leading up to and whatever. I'm not back there yet. So
yeah, for sure.
So I'm gonna start this a little bit, guys. This is the thing that's so great about these kits. So they're pre-cut for you. You don't have to cut them out. All of the pieces are there. As Bethany mentioned, a template comes with it. Look at that. Like it's so great. So I'm gonna flip my camera. Okay.
Perfect.
So this is the template that comes with it. See that right there? This is the template that comes with it. So this is what we're doing. I'm working on top of our brand new Glow Premium 2 that has 4 levels of light because it has an extra level. So it's a little bit brighter. So that's why I'm using that one because I need my reading glasses when I'm doing little stuff like this. But this is the template that comes with it. Under the template is the light board and our tempered glass mat. So this tempered glass mat will take the heat of an iron. So that's why we're using it. All of our light boards come with our translucent self-healing cutting mats. But this, I swapped out the cutting mat for the tempered glass on this one. So I'm going to turn my light on. So that's going to get super bright. That's how super bright it is. So you can see through your fabric. This is my base fabric. Look at this. Look at that. I can see through so well. It's almost too bright for you guys to see, but I can see through so well. The other thing that I've done so that in case I do need to lift it up and look at it, you guys, I put our magnetic plates. I just set them underneath that tempered glass mat so that I can use the magnets on the glass to hold down my project so I can see better what I'm doing. So this is our little piece number 1. See, that's the little trailer hitch. Look how cute that is. The other thing that's so great about these kits, I just need to show you again. So this is the template. It's all numbered so you know what order to do it. I don't know if you can see that because it's almost too bright, isn't it? Let me dim that down so you guys can see that a little bit better. Oops. There we go. All of these little numbers on here are so you can see it kind of does it in order. So you just go step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The other thing that it has are these little guides. So these little guides are like this pattern of fabric has number 3, 17, and 13. This pattern of fabric has number 2 and they're color. So you can see so you don't lose pieces. Guys, secretly, I'm going to tell you a secret. I lent this kit to Jack to use at a demo that he was doing, this particular block. I let him take it and I've learned my lesson. I'm probably never going to do it again because he lost one of my pieces. He lost one of my little flags, but it'll be fine. We're gonna be cute. It's gonna be fine. But so
hey, you know what though, Melody, is if you had to so you know how the pieces come, like the smaller pieces come in, like you have to kind of snip them out, right?
Yes.
If there's some excess fabric around that piece, you might be able to just cut another one real quick.
I might be able to do that. Or the other thing about it though that I really love about it, because it's just one of these little flags. Like
Yeah.
I can skip one and it'll be fine. But the little pieces that we're cutting out of, they can kind of turn into stencils like after the fact, right? So if you do need to do something like that, you can just use the negative space and just trace another one if you want. Anyway.
Right.
So
now I will say yours is numbered. Your template is numbered because it is a laser cut quilt kit design.
Yes.
And because there's a lot of layering of pieces. Whereas mine is not numbered because it's actually a Laura Heine design that they were able to partner with her on to create it. So mine is not numbered, but most of mine doesn't require like layering very much. So mine's a little different, but most that's one of the call outs I want to show. I'm going to actually change my camera because I have my template underneath the light board. Because my panel is so big, I'm actually using the Ultra. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's so big. Hold on. There we go. I'm using our big light board. I took the cutting mat off of it right here. And I just put the tempered glass here. So I just have to make sure that if I'm pressing something, that I'm pressing on the tempered glass, not the actual light board.
Right. Because that tempered glass, you can use it on any of our light boards except for the mini. So Bethany is using that tempered glass on the Ultra. The thing that's great about the tempered glass on the Ultra is it fits in exactly half of the lighted area. So you can have one side for tracing and one side for ironing, or one side for cutting and the other side for ironing.
I just didn't want to accidentally iron my mat. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to take it off and just iron on the glass. And that's totally fine. Now, my pieces are a little bigger here. I did press one on already, but on the back, because these are cut with a laser, the paper backing is on here, and that just protects it until you're ready to fuse it and bond it to your backing fabric. You are going to want to press your backing fabric before and get all wrinkles out before you start attaching your applique. And what's great is I've got my template underneath my fabric, but because mine is so big and I'm going to be moving it around a lot, I don't know if you can see here, anywhere that I'm not putting an applique piece, I just went through and pinned the paper to my fabric because it's so big. And so mine is around a lot. I couldn't really take advantage of the magnets. Otherwise I would have. But yeah, you're just going to line up your piece. And there's only certain ones that fit certain spots. So what I did is I kind of gone through and gone, oh, like all of these fit here. And so I'm just peeling them up and taking that stuff off. Now mine has like a dotted line right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to move it up.
Yeah, I can see.
There's a dotted line here. That means that these pieces are going to come in to this circle. So when they're all in, this will go on top and then it's all kind of like hidden in. So you want to put these pieces on first before you do the circle on top to hide all of the ends of the petals.
Yes. We have a couple of questions. Lisa Schwartz.
Yes.
So the kits are from Laser Cut Quilts. We do have a sample of their quilts or their patterns, their kits. Oh my gosh, their kits on our website at caterpillar.com as well. But
I'll drop the link in the chat again. I put it in there earlier, but if you're just joining, you wouldn't see it. So I'll put that in right now.
Yeah, put that in. That's great. And then Jana also has a question for you, Bethany. If we don't have the Ultra for such the big block, Jana, my first answer for that is maybe you should, think about getting it, because I'm just kidding. Anyway, the basic is fantastic for this as well. She wants to know if you think it'd be feasible to work on that pattern in smaller sections on the basic size.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, use the light board that you have. I have all of them, so I chose to go bigger, and this pattern is still bigger than this light board. So in all reality, you're going to have to work on this in sections anyways. So I think it's absolutely fine. Use your light board that you have. I would recommend getting the tempered glass mat to be able to use it, because you can use it with your basic light board. So you can get this tempered glass mat that we have right here underneath, and you can put that on top of any light board except for the mini. It does not, it's too big to go over the mini. And so you can use it with any of the other ones though. And if you want, you can use it sitting next to your light board if you really want to, but you're going to want that light to shine through to see your template. So my template is under my backing fabric, and then my backing fabric is here. And I did use pins to hold it together just because mine is moving around a little bit. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you know, this is not like, it's not like if it doesn't line up perfectly with your template, like, see, mine's a little off right here. It's okay, because at the end of the day, those lines are going to be there. It's just going to be my petals.
Yes. See, this is, I just want to say this other thing that I did, guys, for these laser cut quilts. If you're doing what I decided to do with mine, because there's probably 20 some odd pieces in this little, just in this little camper here alone, which is so great. I went in and I trimmed all of the pieces out of, almost all of the pieces anyway, out of their little, they come like this. So this is my number.
We'll just show them what it looks like.
They come in these little things, right? So this was my tire, and this was my little trailer hitch here. And then there's one more right here. So they come like this. So you just trim them out. The little circle right here is still there. You trim that little guy out. I put what numbers, I wrote on the backs of them what the numbers are. That's kind of small, but you see this, this one was number 3. And then I kind of stacked them in order. And because of some of my pieces are so tiny, I put them in order, but I just put them in this little tin because I was so afraid that I was going to lose one that I just, every time I clipped them out, I put them in here, and then I kind of stacked them in order, but they kind of flipped around, so they're not entirely in order anymore. But they're all right there so that I can, I won't lose them. I was so afraid that I was going to lose one of them.
Well, and each kit has a page on the front, like, that comes with it. So if they get out of order or something, you can use this image as the guide, because this is block 1, and that's the one I'm working on. So, like, mine are not numbered. Because they're so big, and there's only a few like little overlaps here and here on the butterfly. But honestly, like it makes it so easy. So like I'm about to put this piece on, and it matches the fabric. So I know if for some reason I was second guessing, like, does it go here? Yes, it does, because I can look here. So you have a way to like double check yourself before you press it on. Once you press it on, it's on there. So
yes.
Just know that
press, be ready, because it's staying down. This stuff is really, really good. Yes.
Now these little mini irons, I'm using the Aliso M3 Pro mini iron. We had Michelle from Aliso on our event last week. She gave a great presentation, and I love this little project iron for applique because it's so easy to do a bunch of little pieces. And you can put water in this iron. I don't, because I don't ever use steam with it. You do not want to use steam with this project. So you want to make sure that if you are using an iron that you usually put water in, that you turn the steam off. Okay, that's an important thing to note. And of course, the instructions come with all of the kits, making it really easy. Like I read through it yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's exactly how I expected it to go. And that's awesome. So
yes, it's so great.
This is like going by really quickly. I'm really thoroughly.
I know it's going super quick. So, Janet, I like your question. Would your template move less if you put it under the glass mat? So I think that's, yes, it probably would, because then your glass mat would sit on top of it and hold it. The only thing that you have to remember about that is that there are grid lines on the glass mat that might get a little distracting. But as long as you are good and you can see through that and tell the difference of that, that's totally fine. So yes and no, I guess, is the answer to that one. Yes,
I wouldn't
maybe.
have thought to do that. If you find that easier, I mean, go for it.
Yeah.
You can absolutely do that. Mine, I actually pinned my backing fabric because it's like lighter material so that the colors and the batiks really pop. But my backing, my template is so big, and I'm having to move it around so much that I pinned it in several places to keep it all together. And then, so what's really cool about this one, yours has a different template for every block, because every block is different.
Every block of mine is a little bit different. Yes.
So mine, let me find the full picture. Mine has one template because every block is the same, just with different colorways. But then they're rotated in how they put build the quilt together. The interesting part is I can rotate these so that they all go the same way, or that like this flower and this flower butt up together to make the full flower. Like, so there's a lot of things that you can do to make this look your own way, but it is the same block for all of them. So it's the same template. It's just different colors, and then they rotated them. So in this kit, you'll have one template, whereas in Melodee's kit, you'll have 12 templates because each block is different, because hers are broken out kind of seasonally, which is really
right. Cute. It's really cute. There's one for each month. So there's like a 4th of July looking one. There's a snowman. There's a Christmassy one, all that. I just want to show you guys something right here. If you guys can look at this, I've got my base fabric, my camper fabric, and my door right here, right? I've got all these right here, and I can still see right there where my next piece goes. Look at that. With the light board below that, I can still see exactly where my next little piece is going to go.
Don't do what I just did and lose a piece to the floor, and then
don't lose a piece.
Mine flew off and landed on the floor, and I couldn't find it for a second.
That's okay. We can always go back and find things, right?
Let's hope so.
Yes.
I was like, it was just here. Where did it go?
Lori says that she looked at her, I never say that name of your dog right, Dotson pattern that you made for your daughter, and it's from Laser Cut Quilts. They go together so nice. That's so cute. I so love that because they go to super easy. Edie, I see your question. Is there a discount code for today? Edie, extended.
Did we not share that yet?
We did a little bit right at the beginning though, but so you can use Laser 10 for 10% off Laser Cut Quilts. If you're still waiting to get your light board from Caterpillar, you can still use your March Live coupon code for Caterpillar products on our website. We extended last week's, we didn't ask permission for that either.
No, we just did it.
We did it.
Go rogue, as you guys saw last week in our live. So if you are going to get a light board, use the code March Live. If you want to get a Laser Cut Quilt Kit, use the code Laser10 for 10% off. Now, if you want to get both, you can't stack codes on our website. Our website does not allow that. I wish we could, but we can't. So if you want to get both, you'll need to do 2 separate transactions, which is totally fine. But I just want to let you guys know, I want you to, if you want to get both a kit and a board, a light board, because they are a game changer. That's why we partnered with Laser Cut Quilt Kits, because they are a game changer for making these projects so much easier. Over at Laser Cut Quilt Kits, the team there, they use our boards to do their kits themselves. So they actually came to us and said, we should really do something together. And we're like, absolutely. So again, use the code Laser10 to get any of their kits that are on our website. And I'll drop the link again. But if you want to grab one of our light boards or anything else Caterpillar related on our website, use the code March Live for 15% off. Just know that those codes don't stack, so you'll have to do a transaction for Laser Cut Quilt Kits.
Yeah, it's a thing that our site is just websites are built that way sometimes. Yeah, it's just kind of how that goes. But so here's our little. I just wanted to show a little bit. So this, I didn't trim these out yet. See how this little piece comes like this? On the back, I'm going to see if I can, let me find my camera thingy. Okay, see how that comes? So this is my number 12 and my number 16. They're already die cut out. It's just being held together by these little pieces. So it's just, we call them nicks in the die cutting game. But then you just need to trim these out and you're ready to go. To iron it, to pull that paper backing off and iron it down. Like, look at that. Look how easy that is. My gosh.
Mine came with a ton of like tiny little circles and hearts. And I went through yesterday and snipped them all out. So when I was prepping for this, I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and snip all of them out. And it doesn't take long at all to do. And I just did it for the one block that I'm working on, so I don't lose any of them. And I put them right back in the little bag.
Yeah, keep them in a little bag or keep them in a little tin because you don't want to lose them, guys. You don't want to let somebody borrow them.
Okay, I've got a whole flower done.
You're done already with the whole flower?
You want to see? You want to see? I'm going to hold it up.
Yeah.
It's all pinned together. I can like hold it up. Look at that.
That is so cute.
Pretty.
That is so cute.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
Guys, these are so fun. I feel
like
like
this other flower over here in this corner.
I feel like I'm actually making something.
Can we just like do these things all the time? I mean, I know we're going to do the lives, like the monthly block, but like this is just so satisfying.
This is so satisfying because it's so easy and it's so fun. And it's oh my gosh, this is so great. And yes, Gianna, I love your question. I do subscribe to the ask for forgiveness instead of permission quite all the time around here.
Yeah.
And in my regular home life too.
I do want to share, they do recommend using a pressing sheet. It's called an applique pressing sheet. It's like a Teflon sheet to put over your pieces. You can absolutely do that. I got one and I was using it before we got started, and I do like it. I also don't put my iron to the hottest setting. So if you're one of those people that likes to turn your iron all the way up, you might want to use a protective sheet. Or if you are using a sensitive material as your backing that is a little sensitive to irons, you might want to use a protective sheet. But if you don't turn your iron all the way up and you're just pressing real quick, like it doesn't take much to secure these in place, then you can probably get away with not using one of these. But if you are planning to do a lot of applique, these are great tools to have. I'm not using it because I want you guys to see what I'm doing. This would just cover that up. But it's a good tool to have. I do love it and highly recommend that you grab one from your quilt shop or online, wherever you like to shop. But I'm going to switch back over real quick. And
Bethany, Lynn has a question for you. Bethany is going to talk about that for a minute too. She's going to talk about, Lynn wants to know if you need to hand stitch or blanket stitch after you're done piecing.
Oh, great question. I was absolutely going to go over some of that. Let me lay these out real quick. So I like to, with these big petals, lay them all out where they're going to go and go, oh yeah, that's it. And then I kind of just do one at a time and I'll move it out of the way. I only peel the paper off the one that I'm going to press. So I press one at a time. That way, this one's a little off. And that way, if I accidentally touch it with the iron, it's not going to be off. So what I'm going to do is just kind of shift these over and do one at a time. But to answer your question, let's talk about sewing this. Because this is a pretty strong bond, if this is like a wall hanging, like some of these smaller projects, and you don't want to stitch it, like applique it down, you can get away with that because it's a wall hanging, right? It's not really getting messed with, touched, and used.
You're not using it on your bed. You're not making your bed.
Or anything. It's not a pillow. It's not a quilt. It's not like a thing that you're going to use a lot. If it's something that you're just going to hang up on the wall and be done, you could attach all of this to like a pre-quilted panel, right? And not actually stitch all of this down. But if you do want to traditionally applique it down, there's so many different ways to do that. And I kind of wanted to talk about it for a few minutes. So some of these pieces are really small, and you may just want to kind of do a few little straight stitches around the edges and things. You can absolutely use a blanket stitch, a zigzag stitch. You could even go full satin stitch, especially on some of these bigger pieces with the petals and stuff. You could do a decorative stitch, like up the leaves or up the stem. It truly is up to you. And this is a great opportunity to really explore the decorative stitches on your machine that you may not have ever used. You might find some really fun things. I know that there's a really cute leaf stitch that I have that might be really cute to do up the stem or up the leaves to really just accentuate it. Now, when it comes to thread, I have a little box of threads here. I grabbed quite a few, so I just threw them all in a box so we can talk about them. There's two concepts here, and it kind of is personal preference. Again, there is no right or wrong way. It's personal preference, what you want to do. Before you decide a thread and a stitch and a style that you want to applique these with, take some scrap fabric and do some test stitching and see what the thread looks like once it's sewn out. Because I can tell you right now that this thread right here looks pretty pink, but when you straighten it out and just have one strand of it, if I can get it unsnapped here, it's very light and it will blend into a lot of stuff. And you may not even see it that much. So take take some time to like lay your threads out over these fabrics and go, okay, yeah, this is what I want. Some people like to contrast. They want to see their stitches. So they'll do a color that really contrasts the fabric. Some people don't really want to see the stitches, but they want them there for security and a little texture. And they may want to find something that blends in. It's totally up to you what you want to do. And there, like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Now, when it comes to threads, I typically will go with a cotton. It's totally up to you in that regard, but there are threads like rayon threads that are typically used for embroidery that people will also use a lot of times for like a satin stitch. That satin stitch is that really thick border that you can stitch around like bigger applique pieces. You couldn't really do that around the small ones, but you could for the bigger ones. This adds a little shine and sparkle. It's a shiny thread. I don't know if you can see how it kind of shimmers compared to, let's say this big old thing. There's two different blues, and this one's very dull because it's a cotton. This is a rayon, like a shiny embroidery thread. Yeah, so again, totally up to you, different looks.
So Bethany, when you are going to go sew that, are you going to change your thread color for each of your petals?
It's a great question. There's options. Let me show it on this little picture. So this picture shows it goes from like a dark blue to a lighter blue and then a light purple to a dark purple. Yeah. What I'll probably do is pick one shade of purple that I like with all three of these and do all the purple leaves, petals in the same shade of purple. And then same for the blue.
Okay. I like that.
And then the black, because I don't want to change my thread for each one of these. Like I don't have the patience for that. If you do, and that's your prerogative, you could absolutely do that. I'm not going to stop you.
You could just set it up on all your different sewing machines.
You know, I could. I got enough of them, don't I? And then like the black, you know, I'll do that. So for this orange one, I may just pick one color for this whole thing because there's not as much variety in this leaf from colors. So I may pick a lighter color since there's more lighter colors and then and then you'll see the lighter stitches more on this petal than you do these petals. But I think that adds fun character. Here's one thing I will be doing is anything that is blue or, you know, like all these little hearts and stuff, I'm going to thread my machine once and everything that I want to stitch in that color, I'm going to stitch all of that. And then I'll change my color to the purple. And then anything like there's purple hearts and there's other purple accents on here, I'll do all the purple at one time. I'm not going to just do like these three leaves or these three petals and then still need to do purple over here and change my thread again. Gotcha. I'm going to try to kind of batch stitch everything that I want to use that color for, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes total sense. We did have another question about the background fabrics, and no, they are not. The background fabrics are the only thing not included. So you get to choose that yourself.
The only thing that you get is the applique pieces.
Yes.
And because they are laser cut, you can get some very detailed applique designs that you would not normally want to cut yourself because it would take forever.
Right. Can you imagine cutting the flamingo legs? Look at that. Can you imagine that?
There's no way. Or doing these letters.
Or that? Yeah, no way.
Letters, absolutely not. Mine would not look smooth. Another thing I wanted to point out, and I grabbed a few, because like mine has a lot of different colors. Have you ever heard of variegated threads? Let me go overhead. Let me just show you. They're like rainbow threads.
Yeah,
right?
Cute. Yes.
This is different shades of green. So when you start stitching this out, it would probably be perfect for my stem. And it, again, adds another element of design. This one's very much a rainbow. These are more pastels. These are in the pinks and yellow family. I think I have a few more in here. Here's one that's like blue. So I may actually end up just using some variegated threads for my stitching.
That's a great idea. I love that. How do you think invisible thread would work on it?
Absolutely.
Tracy just asked that.
That's a great one. So that's another thing that a lot of people will use. Invisible or clear thread is a great option. It's commonly used for applique that's done like turned edge applique, or if you're doing like English paper piecing and hand sewing all those little pieces together. But you could absolutely use a clear thread with this and just do like a straight stitch all the way around. Some people like to do some fun stitching through the petals or through the leaves to give it more dimension.
Right.
Some people make some like little swirls here in the middle of the sun. Again, everybody's is going to look a little different. Even though we're all using the same pieces and the same templates, we can choose a different background.
That's what I love.
Yeah, like this quilt would look so different if someone chose black as the background instead of white, right?
Yeah, that would be cute. Yeah.
It's totally up to you. You can choose your thread color, your stitching. It really is how much effort do you want to put into it? Right. What is your personal preference? And there is no right or wrong way. And if you do make any of these projects, whether it's the big quilts that we're doing together each month, or if it's one of the smaller projects, when you do it, even if you're not finished, if you're just going along the way, doing one block at a time with us, share it over in our Facebook group in the Creations Hub. Encourage others to give it a try. We would love to see what you're making.
Yeah. Guess what, Bethany? Mine's all done.
You finished your whole block?
I finished it all.
Okay, well, hold it up. Let's see it.
Look at this, guys. Look at this.
That is so cute.
How cute is this little quilt going to end up? Look how cute that is.
That is adorable. I love that so much.
So Louise has a question. So do I understand this? You press the pieces and then stitch around the appliques. Yes, Louise, that's exactly right. The thing about the laser cut quilts, laser cut quilt kits, I tried to merge those words together. That is so great. Is the pieces are actually already cut out for you in these kits.
Like you just peel the backing off.
You just peel the backing off and iron that down where it goes. You get these little.
It's got a bit of a shiny sheen to it. That's the adhesive.
Yep.
So once you touch it with an iron, that's where it's going to go.
Yeah. So quick. The templates come with it, so you know exactly where to put it. We're using our light boards. Bethany is using the Glow Ultra because her blocks are 20 inches big. Mine is just about 13 by 16 or so. And so I did mine on our new Glow Premium, and we're also using our tempered glass mats. Now the tempered glass mats are an additional piece. All of our light boards come with those cutting mats, but the tempered glass mat is an additional piece that you can iron on. So you can set that on top of your light and you can iron right on top of it, which is phenomenal. That just went together in like 30 minutes, you guys. I finished this in like 30 minutes.
I feel like you should do another one.
I feel like I want to pull another one out and just go to my next block right now.
You know what? You could pull the next block out and show them how you prep the pieces and snip them out if you want, just to prep it. I mean, it's so or what all comes in each package.
Let me show you the next package. So this is block 11. So we'll be doing this later. But like if you pull one of these out, this is how they come. So they come in this. Jana had another question. If we sew the applique down, will that be good enough to hold it? You don't really need to quilt it. I think that's probably true.
It is true. It is true. But what I'll probably do is, so this pattern that I'm doing, let me show you the whole image. Give me 1 second. I'm going to press this last. So look, I've already done that whole flower. I just have to do the center. All right.
Louise, I'm a newbie to applique also. You could totally do it.
Yeah. So this right here is the entire quilt. This is the main image. So once I've made all the blocks, then there's this sashing that I'm going to add in between again, that's optional. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Right. But I'm going to add I'm going to wait till they're all done and then pick out a fabric I want to do as my sashing. But then I'll piece all of this together, like my blocks to my sashing, and then I'll make my quilt sandwich and quilt it. And it's kind of hard to tell, but they did straight line quilting on this, and they did a grid. So it's going up and down and left and right, and they quilted over the whole thing. So if you do very simple applique, if you want to secure it all down with your quilting, you can, or you can not applique stitch over this and just quilt the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. I think that'd be great.
As well.
The fusil that comes with it is so great that I think it's really easy. So this is the next one of the next blocks that you'll get in this camper kit, which is so cute. So this is our block 11. This is our winter block when we get to it. Although I could do the winter block next week. It's going to snow here in Utah again. But so you've got your I love how you've got the color copy of what it's supposed to look like, so you can make sure you're doing it right. And it's also, guys, it's printed on really great cardstock, so you can see that you've got all of your basic instructions, your tips and tricks right here. Then here come your pieces. Well, then you've got your part number guide. So this is color as well, so you know which colors have which parts that come out of it, right? And then you've got your pieces. So this is our camper piece for this block, but this is the thing that's so cool. The little pieces come in another little baggie, which is so great as well. But if you look at this piece right here, this is the piece that this is what I love so much about it. You've got snowballs, you've got the snowy roof, and you've got your snowman, all laser kit out of the same piece, but it's all together. And so you just have to trim it out. You just punch it out, trim it out, and then you're ready to go. You can just stick it down whenever. And that's how all of these little pieces come. You've got all the pieces already cut for you. You don't have to trace and cut. You just snip them out, guys. And it is so easy. I'm so excited. I need to get more of these kits. I got this one, and today was the first day I've done it. Now I want to do all of them. I'm already done. It took like 30 minutes. I'm already done.
I was about to do the butterfly because this one actually has like layering to it. So I was going to show that real quick. Okay, so in the design, let me show this part first. In the design, there's a butterfly, and it has like these little circles that go here. Again, you don't have to stick them on if you don't like them, but that's what those are for. And then it's got these center pieces that go through these bottom wings. I'll turn it upside down so you can see, just like that. And so when I place my piece down and I take my backing off, let me take my paper backing off. I haven't pressed it on yet, but I can press it on. But I kind of, because this is a busy fabric, it's kind of, I can kind of see where this piece goes. I can kind of see that it goes there. But what I could do is I could press it separately before I take this backing off. I could just attach this to this and then attach it together. Does that make sense? So you can piece stuff together before you put it on here if you really want to. But I'm going to stick this one on first.
And that what you just said, Bethany, is actually what Diana from Laser Cut Quilts suggested. If you're doing a lot of layering, because like the lights are so great, but you may not see through if you get super lots of layers, you may not see through all of them. Or if your fabric's really dark, you may not, or whatever. So do some of those layerings before you put it where it goes on your template piece, which is so fantastic. Go to Caterpillar.com, you guys. You can get code LASER10, LASER10, to get 10% off of all these laser cut quilts that we have on our website. But go to our YouTube channel as well when you're done, and go find the video where they came to our offices. Maddie and Diana and everyone came to our offices and did a demo on how they do those. And it was so great to have them here. It was so much fun, and it's really awesome to see how they do it. They have their own tips and tricks as well, different probably than what we would do, but it's so great.
So I'm going to show you that again. So this one, I had already taken the backing off. So I pressed it down, and then I put this one on top. I could see it just enough to get it on there. But if you want to build this before you press it on, this is where that Teflon sheet comes into play. Okay. So I would leave my backing on this bigger piece, and I would take this one off like so. There we go. Super easy. And I kind of know where it needs to go based on like the other one I did. And it's pretty straightforward. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
But because I'm using this Teflon sheet and this paper is still on here, I'm not adhering this whole thing. I'm just attaching these two pieces. So I can just press that on. Doesn't take much. Let it cool for a second because it's hot. It's like hot potatoes. And then I can take this away and peel this off the back and just stick the whole thing down at once.
So great.
So again, it makes layering pieces very easy to do.
Guys, join us every Friday. We do craft alongs and sew alongs every Friday. We are going to be doing a block of these every month. And by the end of the year, Bethany and I are going to have a finished quilt, we hope, crossing our fingers.
This time next year, because this is our first one.
This is our first one. So come back next month. I think we're doing our block on the 18th, Friday the 18th for the next one.
Yeah, we may not do it the same Friday every month because it depends on Melody and I want to do these together, and we with our traveling for work and stuff, we may have to kind of pick the only Friday that we're both in town to do it.
Right. Yes, that's going to happen a couple of times this year. But make sure you join us. And you guys, we didn't ask permission, but we extended our coupon codes from last week. So go, if you've been waiting to get a light box, they're going to be good for this week. This is the time to go get it. Go get a light board. They come with the cutting mats. Add that tempered glass, because then you can iron right on top of your light. And they are on sale. Use your coupon code March Live, and you can get 15% off Caterpillar products that way. You can also go use code Laser10 to get 10% off of your Laser Cut Quilt Kits that we have on there. They will ship separately. Laser Cut drop ship those for us. So make sure you do that. Yeah, Jana, I could finish my whole thing right now. I could just keep going. But I won't, because we're doing it together. I won't. We're doing it together. But we are rounding up our hour here that we've got to spend with you guys. So if you have any other questions, please post those in the chat. We would love to answer those before we let you go. Make sure you go to Caterpillar.com, sign up for our newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter at the bottom of the website, because then you can find out we give a weekly update of what we've got going on, so you can know what we're working on Fridays. We do paper crafting, we do sewing, we do foundation paper piecing, we do these fun little kit of the months that we're going to be working on throughout the rest of this year. Look how you're almost done, Bethany. Look how cute that is. Yeah. That is so stinking cute.
I just have a few little things left. Like I need to put the body of the butterfly on and do the little hearts and the stem and the petals, but I really don't have much left. I started with the big pieces.
This is so great, because I am a novice applicator. Like I am not so great about it. I am novice, but look how cute this is. I did this in like 30 minutes, you guys.
I know.
It probably was 10 minutes of prep to trim all those little pieces out, and then I got this done. Our quilts are going to be so cute when we're done.
I know. And yes, that is a big block, Lori. These are big blocks, but it's going to make a big, beautiful quilt. And I love all the color and texture that you get in batiks. And this one is all cut with batiks, and I love that.
And Bethany's was designed by Laura Heine. So that's a really great to kind of get into the Laura Heine craze without having to do it yourself, because Laser cut them all out for you. I will be at the Paducah show this year. We are always in the bubble. We're in the bubble this year. My Keisha and I will be there. So we're excited for that. And you guys, thank you for joining us this week again. We'll be back next week on Friday.
It won't be us, though.
It won't be us, though, guys. Lindsay's going to do it next Friday. She's got some really cute home decor ideas for you guys.
You're going to love it.
It's going to be so cute. I will be in Cleveland at the Sewing and Quilting Expo in Cleveland at the IX Center. If you guys are anywhere near there, please come say hi. Come see me in Paducah at the end of the month. I will be there as well. Bethany has a little sewing retreat to go on. I'm a little jealous about that. I almost would rather do that than run a show, but I really love to go. The bicycle, and they show it on denim jacket. I've never appliqued on a jacket before. How difficult is that? So
it's not.
It's not. That's a kit from Jill Lily Studios, who's fantastic. She did a little live with us too a couple of months ago. She's great. It's the same thing. I'm going to promise that you're not going to be able to see the light through the denim. The light board is not quite that strong. I'm not sure of any light that can shine through the denim so you can see all the details. So it's a little bit of a different way to do it. You're going to have to kind of keep an eye on it. But the pieces are already stacked. They're already cut.
To trace it. So you could possibly trace some of it, at least kind of sketch an outline. If you use something like a friction pen or a water soluble marking pen, you could use something like a fabric pen that washes away, or a friction pen that heats away, like this one heats away with an iron. You can kind of create like the outline for it on your denim jacket, and then just you start with the biggest piece and work your way to the smaller pieces as they layer, and they're numbered. So that should, I've seen it before, but I've also seen people take a quilted panel and then put it on top of that. So it's totally up to you, but I love it on the denim jacket. It's super cute.
The other thing that's so great about these is if it's not exactly, mine are not all exactly where they were supposed to be, but that doesn't matter. You can't tell. Look how cute it is. It doesn't matter.
Because once you lift it up and you don't see the light shining through with the template,
you don't see the line anymore. You don't know. Yeah. So laser 10 for the discount on the kits, guys. And if you're still waiting for your light board, now's the time, because
Yes.
that March live coupon code is going to go away at the end of the week. So join us on our Facebook channels and our Creations Hub Facebook group.
Pop over. I will approve it right now while we're on the live. So Sue Taylor, I've approved you for the Caterpillar Creations Hub. Carol, Mary Ann, Larry. All right, if you want to throw that in there, I'll approve everybody real quick. And if you do it afterwards, I check it often because I don't want you to have to wait to have all the fun. But if you do make one of these kits, I highly recommend that you go over there and share your process, share your finished project. We all want to cheer you on and encourage one another. It's just a really fun group of creatives that just not only love Caterpillar products, but love all different types of sewing and quilting and crafting.
Yes. Thank you all so much. And Mona, that's a great idea. If you're doing the bicycle, you want to do it on denim, do all the pieces first and then get the backing off of the bigger pieces and put it on at the end. That's a perfect way to do it. Kind of like Bethany was showing you with the little Teflon sheet, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, this has been a fun hour. We can't wait to come back and do it again. As always, if you have any questions, email us at support@caterpillar.com, and Lindsay will be back next Friday with another craft along.
See you then.
Thanks, guys. Bye.